around identifying who you are and showing up in that way based on your fruit. Okay. If you guys know Galatians 5:22 and the fruits of the spirit, and I want to know, what is your predominant fruit? If you were to have to like rank your fruit, what's your predominant fruit? And do you put that on display within your business or utilize it to your advantage? I'm curious. What's your predominant spiritual fruit? And how is it a part of your like attraction quality within your marketing plan? Who wants to go? I feel like I could name every single one of the ones, or at least the fruit that I see in your life and why. Go ahead, Chris.
Jill, you unmuted. You can go.
I just have I've never even thought about that. Like I've never even thought with leading with my fruit. I don't know why. I mean, I know that I've been trying to work on my gift, and my gift is like exhortation, but my fruit would probably be joy. And I've never thought about using joy. This is like kind of blowing my mind right now. It never occurred to me that I could like lead with my fruit. Yeah, I'm about to go live on TikTok, and I'm gonna lead with my fruit on TikTok this in
Let's go.
50 minutes.
But if you think about it, right? People know you by your fruit, or they can see him through our fruit. And if that might be, if you're walking through the garden, right? Just as Adam and Eve are walking through the garden, they recognize the goodness of the tree based on the fruit that it bore. Now, it wasn't the tree they were supposed to be touching, but if that's who we are, if we're in the garden here on earth as it is in heaven, people are going to approach us not by our spiritual gift first. That might be something that they come to after they've engaged with us, but they're going to come to us based on our fruit. And so I love that, Jill. Joy. Jill is joy. Who else wants to go?
I'll go. I looked at them and I was like, I don't think any of these. And then I saw faithfulness and I was like, okay, yeah, like going all in on God, and just, I mean, dedicating my whole life, like, and I understand the changing. Right? I had 8 billion lions. I had a whole framework, a system, a process. I mean, just a tool, a speech on stage. I had everything, and I literally had to like just hand it over, like put it on the altar and sacrifice it. And so I understand like that challenge. But you asking that question, like faithfulness, like being loyal to the Lord, like in doing that, like that was part of renaming my company. Because I wrote out all these names of what I was going to name it, and Warriors of God was the first one that I wrote, and I was like, that's way too bold. That's like I'm all in on God. If I hit name a company Warriors of God, like that's like, and so I was like, Warriors of Light, Warriors of like anything but God. And that's the one where it was just like, I mean, if you're going to do this, you're going to go all in and you're going to be faithful. And it was just an expression of who I am. And so, like, it's crazy because I gave up something good for something great. And it's just been incredible. And it's literally an expression of my spirit, like the warrior spirit that God has given me. And doing that. So that faithfulness and going all in, I've gone all in on him time and time again. And he's just always delivered. And he's delivered in a place where it's like, oh, my cell phone got shut off. Okay, Lord, this is interesting. I could just go get clients, but you told me to not do that. You told me to go teach a church all this stuff for free. But then he shows up again and again and again. And it's just like that faithfulness and just truly trusting him and going all in. I think that's my greatest fruit. And yeah, but now I so that's such a good question. Because it's like I can see it in my business everywhere, like how all in I am. Yeah, it's great. So yeah,
well, and when you think about it deeper, is like okay, so it's your natural fruit. It's not something you like. I mean, yes, you are putting the time in. There's the obedience quality. There's the like walking with the Lord. Same for Jill. Like she's not like every day, like excavating, like, okay, God, how am I going to get my joy today? It's the abiding that allows us to have fruit. And so understanding that the joy is based on the source, you're never going to run out of that thing because you figured out where it came from. Is if it's a magnetism quality to them from a marketing perspective, How then do you use that in your copy? How do you use that in the way that you're showing up on stage? Because there's, I think, two sides to that can play from our own mentality of like, okay, is my joy too much? Right? Is my faithfulness going to actually create a chasm between me and my potential client? Because they're like, oh gosh, that's like too religious, or I'm not going to do that today. Right? So I think all of our fruit actually also bears with it an element of sweet, tender conviction to say, man, he's so faithful. Right? I want that faithfulness in my life, but that's going to require me to let go of some things. I want that joy in my life, but that's going to require me to forgive and to like not, I gotta lay down my anger. I gotta lay down some of these things that are our natural tendencies, or I shouldn't say natural, our fleshly tendencies, in order to get the fruit.